Okay, welcome everyone to these Cosmic Starseed Academy Pleiadian Sunday School sessions. The time now is 3:21 in Ireland, and it is the 23rd already. It's the 23rd of March, 2025. And today joining us, we have Judy Davis, Kathy, and Dennis. Yesterday we did a session that I was talking about just now, and for me personally, it was just amazing and off the scale. So if you're able to, I highly recommend you watch that session. Dennis was present yesterday physically, and we did a joint channeling, somewhat of a joint channeling, or yeah. Um, and what else do I need to say? So these groups are by donations, and thank you everyone to for supporting me in my work and showing up and the donations, and it really does make a difference. It takes a huge pressure off me, and it enables me to do more of these sessions. And I will be starting up a Pleiadian a Pleiadian healing group. I don't know when, and I don't know how I'm going to fit it into my schedule, but I know that they keep saying I need to do it, I need to do it. And every time they say it, someone else new turns up that does really need healing. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And of course that will be free. And I'm hoping that Dennis Mulcahy will be part of that as well, as the person that sends healing. What else do I need to say? I think that's about it. So today is week 7, and the subject is on Ascension, which I love talking about, and I know the Pleiadians do as well. And I'm going to go with the flow today and see how they want me to work, given yesterday was energetically off the scale. I was very high and not even sure if I was going to be able to do a channeling today, although I'm a bit more earthed now after preparing for this group. So I'm more in the space of being able to channel, because I wasn't sure if I would be able to, because I didn't want to go too high and it would take me weeks to come back down from those higher energies and frequencies and vibrations and alternate mind states that I seem to get myself into. And I've always had trouble grounding since I was a child. So anyway, would anyone like to say anything before we begin?
All good. Yeah, all good, Soma. Thank you.
Okay, so I need to briefly mention there is a Saturday group, 7 p.m. Irish time, donation based. There is also this group, 3 p.m. Sunday Irish time, which is also donation based. And then there is a new group starting on the 1st of April, which you do need to register for. And it's specifically for people that have subscribed to my Substack, which is Soma ARah, if you want to subscribe. And that is either by the month, year, or as a founder. So for the month, it's around 11 euros, I believe. So it's very it's not expensive. So, and that will include a Q&A session with the a Q&A session. I'm not sure if that is going to be while I'm channeling or not. Probably, I'm not sure actually if I'm going to be channeling the answers or if I'm going to be just giving the answers without channeling. Okay, so Dennis, would you like, when you're ready, would you like to begin with the prayers? And also another shout out, do go and watch the session from Saturday, the 22nd of March. I haven't actually uploaded it yet, but to Substack or YouTube, but I will be doing that after this session today. So you can have a look this evening or tomorrow for that session, which was on the 22nd of March 2025. So Dennis, when you're ready, if you would like to begin with the prayer.
Okay. So a couple of simple prayers, which I will repeat a few times. First is the Law of One prayer. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks. This is done. It is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks that this is done. It is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. I give thanks that this is done. It is so. And simple I am mantra. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. Okay.
Thank you. And the um the last prayer that Dennis did is by Blossom Goodchild. I highly recommend her. I follow very few people, and she is one of them. I also follow Cryon. I don't follow anyone consistently, but I do follow Cryon, Blossom Goodchild, and also Bashar. Probably less so, but those, and also Pragit Harris, who does channel these days sometimes with Cryon. So those would be the personal people that I do follow kind of haphazardly. And also Lee Harris sometimes as well. He has very good monthly predictions of what will be occurring for the next month. And I always find those very accurate. So, yes.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So let's begin with a meditation. Feet on the floor, get comfortable. Move your body or your legs if you feel need to. back as straight as possible, but it's more important that you are comfortable if you have back issues or any other mobility issues, such as arms or legs. And breathe in. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Take it down to your belly and breathe out through your mouth. And again, breathe in through your nose. Thank you for coming back, Dennis. We were just saying, breathe in through your nose, down to your belly and hold it. And breathe out through your mouth with force or gently. It's your choice. You can make a sound if you wish with a forceful energy, or you more gentle. You can expect that your energies, the energy of starseeds, will increase, become stronger. We were speaking, thank you. We were speaking of this last night, where we said your abilities will increase rapidly. Also, your energies. We include Soma, Dennis, Judy, Kathy. In this group now, we include all starseeds, most especially all starseeds within this expansion and evolution and awakeness of consciousness. It is part of, it is aspects of ascension and evolution, which you are in. So you can all expect energies to increase, energies to rapidly increase with all of your abilities, and not just the psychic or the channeling or the mediumship or the awareness or the intuition or the dream state, the dream time, the astral plane, but you can also expect your other abilities to increase, thank you, such as art and your other more physical abilities, where you are producing, creating whatever it is, whether it is in your daily lives, your jobs, your hobbies, whether it's art, cooking, cleaning. You will have more energy in the future. That is also to do with, thank you, ascension, and time itself is changing. There is nothing within we spoke of this last night, there is nothing within the universe that is not evolving, including time itself, including timelines, including star systems, planets, suns, moons, everything that exists within the universe is evolving, ascending into a higher dimension, a higher frequency, which includes a higher speed of time, which is why time appears to be increasing, because it is. Time is going quicker. Some of you have noticed that. And it will increase. We would welcome any questions on Ascension now. It is with some humor that we named these Pleiadian Sunday school with that name. There is humor in that. Humor is a great energy to uplift. Laughter is a great medicine, because when you do that, what you are actually doing on a very subtle level is the frequency that runs through your body as you laugh is actually very healing. We've never said that in this way before through Soma, and it may sound very simple, or it may sound silly or unbelievable, but it is a real thing, for want of a better word. Your laughter, when it is in your throat, that energy travels along all of your physical body and actually shifts negative energy, whether it is internal or external. It is to do with the vibration that it makes, and the sound it makes, and the frequency even that it makes. And even more so when it is a louder belly laugh, or more prominent as a belly laugh. The discoveries recently are a direct aspect of Ascension. Let us pause there. Okay, welcome back, everyone. We just took a short break there. We were speaking of abilities. Please bear with Soma today. So we were okay, thank you. So we were speaking of abilities last night and earlier today. Ascension, evolution is directly affected by the energy of the sun, which is also increasing and on its own ascension process, as is everything within the universe, the suns, stars, even the moons that have changed from what they originally were. Everything is evolving within the universe. There is no thing that is not. And the sun is very much included in this. And more than that, the sun is instrumental in having an effect on ascension and evolution. It brings growth. It brings warmth. It brings energy, frequency, vibration, even a sound, even a color, even a symbol, even enlightenment itself. The sun is essential to ascension. It is part of the process of the consciousness of itself. We very much want you to be aware of this, to know this, that, oh, thank you, that without your sun, you would be in the dark, not just by sight, but also energetically. The sun creates life. The sun brings warmth, expansion, knowledge, wisdom. It is a living being, a living presence, and has its very own energetic imprint, codes, DNA. Everything that you have everything else has. The suns, the moons, the stars, the plants, the animals, the trees, the earth, the air, the sun, the wind, the oceans, the water, all has life, all has energy, all has frequency, all has sound, all has intuition, knowledge, wisdom, energy, life, including telepathic communication between other living things, meaning that the sun is able to connect with you, with animals, with plants, with trees, with the moon, with us, with star systems such as ours. The sun is everything. And without it, life itself could not be created or in existence. It would be in the dark. Let us pause there. Okay. Welcome back, guys. We took a short break there again. So I have a question for everyone, and I'd like to go around the group and ask it. And ask, how are you finding Ascension? Where are the problems with it, or the things that you're finding difficult to balance? I know I've got my own, which I don't feel any need to share today, but because it's not about me, it's about asking you guys in the group, how can I help you? What is going on with you and Ascension, and how are you finding the energies? And also, how are you coping in the physical world with all of the changes and the informations that are coming out to do with the political system, the money system, all the different systems, and just really, where are you at with it, and what are you struggling with? How can we help? How can I help? So, who would like to go first?
Okay, well, I'll go first. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I suppose with the Ascension that I've noticed probably in the last 12, 18 months is that I have much more of a connection with star systems, constellations. You know that I walk at night and I do spend a lot of time outside at night, and I definitely see a lot more things happen. A lot of amazing things happen. So whether that's because I'm more aware or noticing more, or that as we like to think, sometimes things are happening, just for us. Sometimes, for us to see and experience. Yeah. So probably in my everyday life, I'm definitely affected by what's happening in the world. There's a polarization happening, and people are very polarized in their views and where they're at. I mean, it's really try to work on staying balanced and working on myself to bring that energy to be a more positive and loving. On another level, it's also very lonely and depressing. Yeah. Um, uh, but yeah, probably. But on another level, it's very beautiful. I have a lot of gratitude, and I feel more and more states of sort of bliss, feeling. Yeah. So yeah, that's where it's at for me. Yeah. So that one question was that um, when you're talking about being the energy of the sun and connecting in with the different energies of the planets and I was reading in the Sanskrit literature that that the planets have what they call a graspers of consciousness, like they hold an energy that that we can connect in with. So I just wanted to ask a little bit more about that. That was my only question. Yeah, so far.
Thanks, Kathy.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So as you began talking, I was seeing behind you, actually. Sometimes I see things physically, or it looks physical to me, but it's not. It's a psychic thing. But behind you, I was seeing on that kind of panel, with the art, what the pictures. Yeah. Is it the door?
It's, it's a seagull on the beach.
Okay.
I think it's a seagull on the beach.
Oh, that is really beautiful. Really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I was seeing when I was looking at that was hieroglyphics. And I was seeing you being very I was seeing you having a past life in Egypt and being very connected to Egypt, where you were, and you had a lifetime in Egypt, at least one, where when Egypt was created, when Egypt was built, meaning that it's when they show me that, it's like a beginning. They often talk about beginnings, but it's not the only beginning. There's a beginning and a beginning and a beginning and a beginning, such as Atlantis, Lemuria, and other beginnings. But when they built the pyramids, I saw you being there. So you're like one of the first ones, which is also indicates and represents a very strong Pleiadian connection. That goes back thousands of years. I was also taking notes of other things I was getting as you were speaking, and I got Thoth and about writing that you are.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to do more of that. And then when you were speaking about feeling lonely, which I think we have all had that sense of, as starseeds, that sense of loneliness.
Yeah. Very deep. Very, 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 very deep. Yeah.
And as a solution, what I wrote down was connections. Make connections with similar folk, similar ilk. So other starseeds, other galactic beings on Earth in a human form, join groups. And I think this is very relevant for a lot of people, a lot of other starseeds at the moment. I saw a post earlier, funny enough, by, what is her name? Nicola something. She has, or used to have, a pop radio interview. She used to do interviews on Starseed Radio. And she's in Australia. Thank you, Nikki.
Oh, really?
Nikki Colombo, and she did a post earlier on Facebook, and she was looking at and I only briefly saw it for a few seconds, a few moments, but she was posting that all the starseed groups, that they're not making connections with each other, they're just posting videos. She was saying there's no connection. So which is interesting. So maybe we are pausing as a collective. We do that sometimes. We pause on certain aspects, but I do feel that connections are so important. Even ever since 2019, where there was an influx of us coming out and picking up microphones and going online and recording and saying that we do not consent. So I think that's really important at the moment, if you're feeling that energy. I've also been feeling it, and maybe in a slightly different way. I've been craving connections. So reaching out and finding people of a similar ilk. In Australia, you do have Mary Rodwell, you have Nikki Colombo, you have several other really amazing people that are working in in this field, in the spiritual field. There's also, I think I recommended, or they recommended.
You did, Stephen and Evan Strong. Yes, I've checked. Yeah, I have followed that.
I think it's
followed that lead. Yeah,
I think EWAN or Evan.
Stephen and Evan Strong, EVAN. Yeah, I followed that lead up. Yeah, thank you.
And also Michael Tellinger has done a lot of work with them in the past, and he is in South Africa, I believe. But there are a lot of just amazing people that are more public. Who else? Yeah, Blossom Good.
Is that Michael Tellinger? Is that one that's connected in with the Zetas?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay.
There's Chrissy Fitzgerald too. She does post like every other day. She's really good, and the Venus twins are from Australia too.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard of the Venus twins. Yeah. And what's the other lady's name?
Chrissy Fitzgerald.
Chrissy Fitzgerald. Okay.
Yeah.
There's also Connecting Consciousness by Simon Parkes, which is years ago he set up groups for the likes of us, and those are international now. And Blossom Goodchild is also in Australia.
She's lovely.
Yep.
She's lovely. Yeah. Yeah, I really like her.
And there's a woman called Morgan Lee, which is the wife of Todd Medina, who does soulology. She used to be in Australia. I think she moved to America to be with him, because they're married.
Okay.
But she would be a good person to connect in with. You've probably got come to think of it, you've probably got a very similar energy to Morgan Lee, Lee. She's on.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I got that. I wrote it down. I've written them all down. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay, Kathy?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Who would like to go next?
Well, I can. I think maybe one of the like Kathy was saying, that one day I was doing some housework and I thought, it's too bad I can't talk to my kids about this stuff. They don't understand it, and so I think connections are important, definitely. And I think the other thing is, when I know the light is shining a lot of light on the darkness right now, and it just seems like they're not putting away the dark fast enough. And how long will it take for them to dismantle everything? There's so many dark masters out there, so
Yeah, I hear you. And I see it in terms of the energy shifting. So it was here. So this would be the negative and this would be the positive. And it has been a war since the downfall of Atlantis.
Yeah.
And this is shifting now, where the light has won, because time is an illusion. And we've already experienced a positive timeline, but we're just catching up with it. So the light that is winning, and it's very evident to me and to a lot of other people, the likes of Trump being in power is huge.
Yeah.
He is a game changer, and
Yeah.
we shouldn't be reliant on one person ever.
Right.
But he is a game changer. And also I very much believe in Andrew Tate and his brother as being of a similar ilk to Trump. And I have huge respect for them. And I think they are good guys. I no doubt they have a past. And I don't know how dark that is, but I do believe they are good guys now. So the dark, thank you, the dark controllers are becoming less and less and less and less, and they will dwindle out to nothing. That the Pleiadians have also said that about the two Earths splitting and multiplying back in, they said that back in January or February of 2020, where they said that there would be such an intense energy hitting the Earth that it would cause it to multiply, not divide, but multiply, and that one Earth would raise into a higher frequency energy vibration, and one would stay where it is or drop into an even lower frequency energy vibration. So that also is an aspect of what you're asking. And it's also about choosing positive timelines, because there are there's not just one positive Earth and one negative. There are multitudes of those, and there are multitudes of timelines and dimensions, and also the past, present, and future, and all of those things and more are connected. But we are in such a epic evolutionary period of humanity that the dark controllers that have been ruling your Earth or our Earth for so long will eventually completely be non-existent in the reality that we choose of holding the light and ascension and bringing in the sun energy and the higher frequencies and the higher dimensions, because they cannot they cannot stand the energy of love. It's like a repellent to them. And the force that we are building, that love energy and frequency and vibration on Earth, is multiplying every single moment with our thoughts, with our energy, with our frequency, with our vibration, with our consciousness. So they are falling off like leaves off a tree. And the tree's been shaken dramatically since 2019, dramatically. But there are ones that are clinging on by their toenails or their fingernails. And some of those would be most definitely at the very top of the tree, with perhaps more solid branches. And those ones are a bit harder to remove. Some of them we might have to physically hand pick them off and remove them, which would fall into some of the more positive light military situations and Q, if that is even a real thing, which I hope. I think I'm on the fence with that. Dennis, is there anything you'd like to say to that? Anything I've said? Dennis? Okay, so
No.
welcome back, everyone. Dennis, did you have anything to say?
No, I don't have anything to say now, thank you.
Okay, so then the question to you, darling, is the same question as I put to everyone else, which, can you remember what that was? It was about ascension process and how you're finding it and what's going on. What are you struggling with? How are you finding the changes energetically and physically? And when I say physically, I mean the changes by Trump and the likes of, and yeah.
Okay. I hate the question.
We've noticed.
I understand that at the present time, there are fantastic inflows of cosmic or solar energy, and that is making a difference, and that's very much so at this time and these days of this month. But Ascension, another term for it is life, because it's not so much a matter of this month or this year. We all chose to come into this planet at this time. We chose to be born some decades ago on this planet to be here at this time and are through this time. So what's that about? It is a spirit or soul choice. And this is not a quick journey. And it is even not something that we are just experiencing now by itself, but rather we have lifetimes of experience which we have brought with us, no matter how conscious or unconscious we might be of that. We bring a knowledge, and we have chosen to be here. And again, most of us, even for star seeds, there are some exceptions, but for most of us, we knew that this ascension process is so demanding that we didn't put ourselves down on the rota. Oh, I'm just going to go down and visit planet Earth and do a lifetime there. No, that's not what most of us did. We put ourselves in for quite a few spins in different bodies on this planet, because that's what was needed. So I think there are no accidents. We have chosen to be here. We have come here for reasons that it is important that we are here. And it's important that we are here not just for ourselves, but we also, and maybe more importantly, we chose to be here for the collective.
That's interesting you would say that, because next week, and I find that the energies build and lead into different subjects that they want to talk about. But I'm sorry for interrupting you there, but I just wanted to mention, because what you're saying is important in the extreme. So next week, they're talking about starseed missions, and you just mentioned missions there, and I just wanted to add that. So I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this message applies to Julie here, and it applies to Kathy, and it applies to so many and most, and perhaps all who will listen to this. So, see, so that is how I react to, oh, how are you with this ascension thing? It's like, well, this ascension thing is why we are here.
But what are you struggling with?
Oh, you. Um, Again, I don't know how useful the question is. That isn't to knock you so much, but we all have our experiences. We all have our soul mission. We all have the lessons that we must learn. So, and I think.
Okay, you were saying, Dennis?
So, I think we all have some very unique and individual paths and life lessons that we must go through and learn. And then with Ascension, and particularly the present time, there are some very common and shared experiences. And some of that is because there is such an influx of energy at the current time. And so that can affect people, I think, in different expressions of tiredness and, what are commonly called ascension symptoms, which, again, anyway.
Okay, thank you, Dennis.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything with clarity. I didn't, like, the question was, what are you struggling with? And I didn't hear any clarity. What I heard was, okay, so forgive me, everyone, for there needs to be a balance between, I feel, public and private stuff. So sometimes there are things that I don't want to share publicly, and that is not always just personal stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I've been given about Trump that I don't want to share publicly because because I'm very protective. So forgive me for pressing record and stopping and starting.
Oh, no apologies necessary. All good. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kathy.
No, you're very welcome. Yeah.
So, Dennis, would you like to have the last word?
No, that's yours.
Oh, well, I was just gonna close it off for today. Unless there's anything else anyone would like to say.
I have one question I was thinking about. When we come to Earth, we make agreements with people, right? Like my son and I apparently made an agreement that he was going to leave early. And, what happens to all these contracts when the med beds come out? Say the med bed was out and he could have used it, to heal him. Do they just kind of dissolve, or what happens? Because there's a lot of people that maybe won't die because they get a med bed. I'm wondering
your question, Judy,
I might let Dennis answer that.
Okay.
Your question is a very good one, and And I think the answer to this is very simple, is none of us die.
Well, yeah.
Death is an illusion. We are all immortal spiritual beings choosing to have cycles of expression in community with other beings, and our relationships and bonds and ties and experience, they exist before we come into this life, and they continue after. And so much talk of med beds is overblown and indeed nonsense. It feeds into this trap of souls losing their own sovereignty and responsibility for their lives, and it's a new savior, you know. So it's the next Jesus Christ. It's going to come along and save us, the med beds. And it's like, none of us need saving. And our bodies can develop ailments, and they break down and they end. Well, that's just a body. And that body is something that is only, some years old or some decades old, and you had a hand in choosing it and in creating it. After it's gone, it's the body that's gone. But you, as a consciousness that created it, you continue, and then you are very likely, within a short space of time, choosing another one, be it male and female, and choosing when and where it will be, because you are continuing your expression of being you and being a light in this universe.
Yeah.
And other souls that are close to you will continue to be close to you and connected to you and express lives with you. Way too much importance being put on med beds, and I think it's like flat Earth. I think there is it's an idea that is hijacking the spiritual community and used to give people false hope and distract and see this as the solution. And the solution is each of us living our lives with thankfulness and love and forgiveness, and the important healing is the healing that we give ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
With forgiveness, with forgiveness, and the compassion that we give to ourselves and to others. So, will med beds come? Sure, they will, but it doesn't do anything to change the game. Med beds are just a step up, a correction in a healing practice and healing techniques. It does nothing to extend our immortality. It does nothing to add to our ascension. Nothing. It's like getting a nice pair of shoes. Oh, I've got a session in med bed, and I'm now a few years younger.
I'd like to share something. and it's the story of a man or a woman trying to to save encourage the butterfly to come out of the cocoon, and he did that, and then but in doing so the wings weren't developed enough to actually fly. So what I'm trying to say is that I believe that our contracts, our births, our marriages, our parents, our partners, our siblings, and the time of birth and the time of passing, we choose that. We choose that.
And I know you have a health challenge, and almost everyone, if we don't have significant health challenges ourselves, we certainly know people who do in our families and in our friend circle, many, and we want them to be well soon. And so wouldn't that be wonderful if that kind of technology became available so quickly? But I am very skeptical of people who say this is just around the corner. I believe it exists. I believe it is coming. But I'm not being negative and trying to piss on this, because firstly, I believe that we are all divine sovereign beings. So we have great power within ourselves to transform the whole universe, including our own bodies and their condition. That is real to me. And then there are wonderful technologies that have already been released.
Yeah.
I'm not giving advertising, but there's a company in England called Biophotonics, and they've got a little frequency device called the Atom. There is the creator of the Spooky 2 devices, frequency machines. Lots of people have used these, have got fantastic results in them. And they're launching a new one recently called the AHA, AHA.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and so there are wonderful technologies coming out. So there is a lot to be hopeful and positive about. And I just think the med beds is something that can be a trap. This is not down to me. I'm going to wait for Trump. I'm going to wait for Ashtar. I'm going to wait for the Galactic Federation, or I'm going to wait for the Alliance. And it's like, goodness me, this wait business.
I would just like to add.
We didn't come here to wait.
I would just like to add to that, darling, very quickly, that we need to stop waiting for saviors. Dennis is absolutely right, and it's kind of veering off subjects a little bit, but stop waiting for saviors. That includes Ashtar and the Pleiadians and Jesus and Mother Mary and medbeds. We really need to that is what Ascension is all about. It is about us stepping into our higher selves. And
yeah, Ascension isn't done to us. it's not done to us. It's if people are waiting for the solar flash.
Hold on. So can I please make you admin? So because I need to go and eat. So can I make you admin where you can end the recording
fine.
when needed?
Fine. Yeah.
Okay. How do I do that? Oh, make host. Here, I found it. Yes.
Well, if you want, Carol, we can just end now, too.
I think we can.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Is that okay with everyone?
It is with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kathy?
Yeah.
Kathy's frozen.
Yes, that's okay. That's okay. I had trouble tapping on the screen.
Okay. Dennis, is that okay for you? And is there anything else you wanted to add to that? Because I did interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think I interrupted you, so.
Oh, you did?
Fine.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. And come find me on Substack, Soma ARah. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And sign up to my Rumble as well. And I'll see you guys all very soon. And I might go and make some delicious roast chicken food.
Thank you so much, Soma, and
Yeah.
thank you to the Pleiadians. Yeah, thank you, Judy. Thanks, Dennis. See you
Yeah.
next time. Yeah.
Lovely.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah,
See you later.
bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye all.
Bye.
Bye.